Evening, guys. All are getting my screen and voice. Please confirm in chat box once. All are getting my screen and voice. Please confirm once in chat box. Thanks for confirmation. Right, guys. Today is the second session. Today is the second session. Right. In first session, what we discussed, guys. In session one, just we had discussion about the course content. In the next 3 months, what we are going to discuss. Next 3 months, what we are going to discuss, and I covered in first session. Course content we discussed. Right. Today is the second session, guys. As part of today's session, I am going to discuss what is DevOps. What is the DevOps? Right. Why this DevOps is required? Why this DevOps is required? I am going to discuss as part of today's session. Right. Start, guys. If you go to any project, guys, we can see two types of teams, guys. We will have two types of teams. What teams are available, guys? In the company, if you see any project, two teams are available. What teams are available? Right, one is development team and second one is operations team. Development team is available, operations team is available. What is the job of development team, guys? Just they will write the code as per client requirement by using some programming language. Developers will write the code by using some programming languages as per the client requirement. And they will upload that code into the remote repository. That's it. That is the developers activity. Right. What developers will do? See, guys. In any project, so we can see below two types of teams. And what two types are available? One is development team. Second one is operations team. What is the job of this development team? What development team will do, guys? Just they will write the code by using some programming language as per client requirement. Development team will write the code as per client requirement. By using some programming languages. Guys, observe carefully. Right, in the companies, we can see two types of teams. One is the development team. Second one is operations team. What development team will do? Just they will write the code as per client requirement by using some programming languages. Okay. What this operations team will do? What operations team will do, guys? See, we will discuss what operations team will do. Right. So these guys will write the code and they will upload the code into code into remote repository. They will upload the code into remote repository. Fine, guys. Observe carefully, guys. So in the companies, we will have group of developers, guys, not single developer. Right? We will have group of developers. Right? This is my development team. Assume this is my development team. Right? Assume in my team total 3 developers are working. Just assume in my team total 3 developers are working, guys. Total 3 developers are working in my team. See, this is my development team. Right, what this development team? So they will write the code and they will upload that code into the remote repository. Let's see, here I'm taking one remote repository. So this is my remote repository. Remote repository I'm taking. Right, which remote repository I'm using it here? I'm using GitHub. GitHub as a remote repository, I'm using it here. Whatever the code they have written, they should upload that code into the GitHub remote repository. Here what they are doing, just they are going to push the code into the remote repository. The code. They will push the code into this remote repository, guys. Fine. This is the developer's activity, guys. Once they upload the code into the remote repository, their job is completed. Their job is completed, guys. Now observe carefully, guys. And as a DevOps engineers, what we need to do? As the operations team, what we need to do? First, can I give this code, whatever the developers are uploaded the code into this remote repository, can I give this code directly to the client? Can I give this code directly to the client, guys? Please respond, guys. Please respond in chat box. Can I give this code, developer's code, directly to the client? Can I give this code directly to the client, guys? Whatever they have uploaded into the remote repository, can I give it? Tell me, guys. Can I give this code directly to the client? No. Client can't able to understand. And here they have implemented this project by using Java programming language. But the client don't know about the Java. He don't know what is Java, what is Python, what is .NET. So he can't able to understand. So we can't able to give this code directly to the client. Then how we can able to give? Right, we need to give in executable format. Right, we need to give just if you give this project to client can able to see, client can able to run that application in such a way. We need to give, guys. Right, for that what we need to do, guys? Right, we need to deploy the project into the servers. Right, we need to deploy the project into the servers and we need to give the path where that application is running. We need to give that path to the client. Client can see how the application is working. Client can able to use that application, guys. Now, if you want to deploy the project into the server, what we require, guys? We require servers, guys. And how you will get the servers? We need to set up that server infrastructure. Where as a DevOps engineers, we need to set up that server infrastructure also. Where we are going to set up that infrastructure in AWS cloud, we are going to set up that infrastructure. So this is my AWS cloud. This is my AWS cloud, guys. AWS cloud. And in AWS cloud, I'm going to create the infrastructure. And here I will create some Linux virtual machines. So this is my Linux virtual machine. This is my Linux virtual machine. Linux virtual machine. In this Linux virtual machine, I have installed one server. Which server I have installed? One web server I have installed. What is that web server? Tomcat. Assume I have installed Tomcat web server inside this Linux virtual machine. So this is my Tomcat web server. This is my Tomcat web server. Right. So now we need to deploy the application inside the server, guys. We need to deploy the application inside the servers. Guys, please put on mute. I'm getting some background noise. I don't know who is giving the access again. Kalyan, please don't give the access now. I will give the access at the end of the session. You guys can ask your questions. See guys, here what I am doing, here I have AWS cloud. In that AWS cloud, I am creating Linux virtual machine. Inside the Linux virtual machine, I have installed a Tomcat server. In that Tomcat server, we need to deploy our application. How you will deploy the application? Where we have the code. The code is available in the GitHub repository. Developers are uploaded the code into the GitHub repository. We need to take that code. We need to take that code and we need to build that code and we need to package that code and we need to check the code quality. Then only we can able to deploy that application into the server. Then only we can able to deploy that application. See guys, here code is available in the GitHub repository and my infrastructure also ready. My infrastructure also ready at here. As a operations team, what is our job? As a operations team, what is our first activity which we need to do? As a operations team, first we need to set up the infrastructure. As a operations team, first we need to set up the infrastructure. Set up infrastructure. Set up infrastructure, guys. We need to set up the infrastructure. Right? Infrastructure setup means what we require, guys. Infrastructure setup means what we required. Right? Infrastructure setup means we required all below things. What we required? We required machines, guys. Computers are required. And we required servers, guys. License servers we need to take. Right. Server setup is required. Server setup is required. And right, we need to install some softwares, guys. Software installations are required. Software installations are required. Next here, we need some network, guys. Right, we need, if you want to connect with this, right, network setup is required. Right, network setup is required at here. Network setup is required. And here, we required some power setup. Power backup, power setup is required at here. And here, we required some storage, guys. Storages are required at here. Right, all these things will come under setup only, infrastructure setup only. All these things will come under infrastructure setup only. First, we need to make it ready, the infrastructure. Then only we will think about the deployment and all, guys. Right? First, we need to make it ready, the infrastructure. Then we will think about the deployment process. Okay, this is the first activity which we need to do. Okay, my infrastructure is ready. What is the next job? What is the next job which I need to do? Second one, once infrastructure is ready, as a operations team, you need to download the code from the GitHub repository. Whatever the code developers are uploaded into the GitHub repository, we need to download that code first. Right, download code from GitHub. Download code from GitHub, guys. Right, from GitHub, we need to download the code, guys. Okay, code also downloaded. What is the next activity which we need to do? We need to compile and package that code, guys. What is compiling, guys? Why we need to compile the code? Why we need to compile the code? Here, developers are written the code by using Java programming language. My computer can't able to understand that Java code, right? Computer can able to understand only binary code, zeros and ones only. But here we have the code in Java. This is the readable format, high level language. Computer can't able to understand the high level language. So we need to convert that high level language into low level language. We need to convert from high level language to system understandable format. For that, we are going to use compilers. Java compiler is available. That Java compiler will compile the code. Compiling the code means what? Converting from high level language to system understandable format. See guys, here we are writing something. So is this high level language or system understandable language? High level language. We can able to read whatever we are writing. We can able to understand whatever we are writing. That is called high level languages. But my computer can't able to understand the high level languages. Computer can able to understand low level languages. Binary code. So we need to convert, right, from high level language to system understandable format. For that, we are going to compile the code. We are doing compilation means what? We are converting from high level language to system understandable format. Once you downloaded the code, what we need to do? We need to compile the code and compile and package the code. Compile and package the code, guys. Here we have so many files are available, guys. We need to package all those files as a simple var file. Right here, first we need to compile, and whatever the files are available, 100 files or 200 files, whatever the files are available, I need to package all those files as a var file or jar file. Compilation and packaging we need to do it here. Once this compilation and packaging is done, what is the next activity which we need to do? What is the next activity which we need to do, guys? Next here, we need to do the code review. Code review, guys. Code review. Code quality we need to check. How the developers are implemented the code. Right? They are following the coding standards or not. Right? So they have written the all unit test cases or not. All unit test cases are passed or failed. Right? All the lines, right? How many lines of the code they have written and all the lines are covered or not. Right? All those things we need to verify. That is called as code review. Right? Who will do this code review? That I will tell, guys. Right? Fourth step is code quality checking. Otherwise, you can take like code quality checking. Code quality checking, guys. We need to check the quality of the code. We need to deliver quality product to the client, guys. Before deploying, if this code quality checking is passed, then only you can able to deploy the application into the Tomcat, guys. Then only my Jenkins will deploy the application into Tomcat. Otherwise, it won't deploy. Okay. So next, fifth step, what we need to do after code quality checking? Fifth step, deploy the application into the server. Deploy the application into the server. This is what we need to do, guys. Right? So these are the activities of the operations team. These are the activities of the operations team, guys. Developers activity is just developing the code and uploading that code into the GitHub repository. Here two parts are available, guys. Here two parts are available. What two parts are available? See, guys, these are the two parts. These are the two parts are available. Right? Developers will develop the code and upload into the remote repository. Once they upload the code, right, what operations team need to do? By that time, operations team should make it ready the infrastructure. Right? Whenever developers are uploaded the code into the GitHub repository, operations team will download that code and they need to compile that code and they need to package the code as a var file or jar file. After that, operations team need to check the code quality. Next, operations team should deploy the application to the server. All these activities should be performed by the operations team only. Understood, guys? Operations team only should perform all these activities, guys. Right? If you want to do all these activities manually, how much time you need to spend? How much time it will take? How many teams are required? Right? All these activities, one team can't able to do all these activities, guys. One team can't able to do all these activities. For infrastructure setup, we need to maintain separate team. Right? For downloading and downloading the code, right, compiling the code, packaging code, we need one build team. Right? For deployment purpose, we need to maintain separate deployment teams, guys. Like this, several teams are required at here. Several teams are required to do all these activities. Infrastructure setup team is different, build team is different, and deployment team is different. These many teams are required at here. Right? Instead of doing all these, right, instead of using these many number of teams, right, instead of putting more effort to do these activities, right, we are going to use DevOps. With this DevOps culture, right, we are going to automate this entire process. Earlier, this is the manual process, guys. Earlier, all these things, whatever I mentioned at here, these are the manual process. We need to do manually, guys. Right? Setting up the infrastructure, downloading the code from the Git, compilation, packaging, right, code quality checking, deployment, all these are the manual activities. If you want to do manually, it will take lot of time and multiple teams are required at here. With DevOps, what we are doing here, whatever I mentioned, all these things we are automating. We are automating all these activities, guys. Understood? Right here, this development team and operations team both should work collaboratively with this the DevOps culture. Right? With this DevOps culture, both teams are working collaboratively. That's why we can say DevOps is nothing but development plus operations. The combination of development and operations is called as DevOps. Why we are saying both are right combination of development and operations? Both teams should work collaboratively. Then only we can able to deliver the quality product to the client. Right, guys? See, whenever issues are came, what the operations team will do? Arey boss, so these are the code quality errors. Some errors are came. Please work on these issues. Like that, we need to inform to the development team. Right, the operations team is not going to work on those issues. Right, here in code quality checking, right, if you find any issues, who is going to work on that? Not operations team. We need to give that report to development team only. Development team will work on those issues. Suppose here we are compiling and packaging. Right, suppose if build got failed at here, if build got failed, why we are getting that failed issues? Why we are getting that build failure? Why we are getting that build failure? We need to check the logs and we need to inform to the development team. Array development team build got failed. Please check. Please check. Right, is there any test cases are failing? Right, code coverage is not good. Right, generally in the companies, right, 80% of the code coverage we need to maintain, guys. 80% of the code coverage we need to maintain. Right, if it is not reached to 80%, automatically build will get failed. Right, if test cases are not success, automatically build will get failed. Right, who will check all those things? Operations team only will check. Operations team only will identify all those issues. And who will fix those issues? Not operations team. Development team will fix those issues. Here in the build process, if you face any failures, if you find any failures, we need to inform to the development team. Development team is going to work on those issues. Once they fixed those issues, again they will deploy the code into the GitHub repository. Again, our operations team is going to download the code and again they will run the build package and everything. And again they will check the code quality. Then they will deploy the application into the server. Here, both the teams should work collaboratively. Then only we can deliver the quality product to the client, guys. Understood, guys? Where DevOps come into the picture? Once a development activity is completed, our DevOps will come into the picture. With the DevOps, what we are doing, whatever the manual process we have earlier, that manual process we are automating with the DevOps culture. We are automating the DevOps culture, guys. Fine, guys. Observe carefully, guys. Observe carefully. All right, guys. Here, let me add some points at here. Let me add some points at here, guys. What is the DevOps, guys? What is the DevOps? Right, DevOps is not a programming language. DevOps is not a programming language. Then what is this? It is not any framework. It is not a framework. Right? It is not right, any tool. It is not a specific tool. DevOps is not a programming language and it is not a framework and it is not a tool. Then what is DevOps? Then what is DevOps, guys? DevOps is a culture. Culture, guys. DevOps is a culture. Or DevOps is a process. Or it is a process. It is a process or set of rules. Set of rules, guys. Set of rules. DevOps is a culture or it is a process or it is a set of rules. It is not a programming language, guys. It is not a framework. It is not a tool, guys. Then what is this? Just it is a practice. Just it is a culture. With the DevOps culture, what we are doing? We are automating the manual process what we have earlier. We are going to automate this process by using DevOps culture. Right? Earlier also we have this process, but earlier people use it to do manually. Earlier people use it to do manually. If you do manually, it will take a lot of time to deliver the project to client. Right? And so many teams are involved. So many teams are required here to complete these activities. Right? To avoid that, what we are doing, we are going to use DevOps culture. With the DevOps culture, we are automating this entire process. See guys. So by using DevOps culture, what we are going to do, guys? By using DevOps culture, we are automating deployment and delivery process. By using DevOps culture, we are automating deployment and delivery process. Right? Next, by using this DevOps culture, right, we can deliver the project. We can deliver the project to client. We can deliver the project to client very quickly. We can deliver the project to client, guys. Right? Compare with manual process. Very quickly we can deliver the project to client, right, by using this DevOps culture. Right? So with this DevOps culture, development team and operations team both will work collaboratively. Both will work, guys. Right? See here, DevOps is nothing but the combination of development and operations. Development plus operations. Is it clear, guys? Please go through these steps once. Guys. Please go through these steps. Right? If you go to any project, we can see two types of teams, guys. One is a development team. Second one is operations team. What is the job of development team? Just they will develop the code as per client requirement, and they will deploy that code. They will upload that code into the GitHub repository. Right. Once they upload the code into the GitHub repository, operations team will take the code and they will compile the code and they will build the code. They will package the code as a var or jar file. Next, operations team will check the code quality. Right. Once code quality is success, they will deploy the project into the servers. Is it clear, guys? Right. DevOps is not a programming language. It is not a framework. It is not a tool. Then what is this? Just it is a culture. It is a process. It is a set of rules. Right. With this DevOps culture, we are automating the deployment and delivery process. Earlier, this deployment and delivery process is the manual process, guys. Right. Now what we are doing to avoid that manual process, we are going to use DevOps culture. Right. By using DevOps culture, we can deliver the project to client, right, very quickly and easily. Right. With DevOps culture, development team and operations team both will work collaboratively. DevOps is nothing but what? The combination of development and operations. Is it clear, guys? Observe this diagram, guys. Observe this diagram. Okay. Now observe carefully, guys. Right. If you want to set up the infrastructure, right, here what you are going to use, guys? To set up the infrastructure, what you are going to use to set up the infrastructure, guys? Right. For infrastructure setup, right, infrastructure setup we can do in two ways, guys. Infrastructure setup we can do in two ways. Right, two ways we can do this infrastructure setup, guys. Two ways we can do. What two ways are there? One is through GUI we can do, guys. Through GUI we can do. Right, and second approach is by using code. As code also we can do the infrastructure setup. Right, if you want to do as code, then what tool we need to use, guys? Right, what tool we need to use in our DevOps? Terraform we are going to use. Right, for infrastructure setup we are going to use Terraform. Infrastructure setup we can do by using GUI and by using code also. But in the companies, they won't ask how to create the infrastructure by using GUI. Through GUI, how you will create the virtual machines. They won't ask. Through GUI, how to create the missions. They won't ask, guys. They will ask, write a Terraform code. Write a Terraform code to create the Linux virtual machine in the AWS. Right? They will ask second approach, guys. In the interview, they will ask the second approach only, not first approach. That's why we need to understand how to create the infrastructure by using a code. How to create the infrastructure by using code we need to understand. For that, in our DevOps, we are going to learn Terraform. We are going to learn Terraform, guys. Terraform is a infrastructure as code tool, guys. It is one tool. In DevOps, it is one tool. By using that tool, we are going to create the virtual machines. To create the virtual machines and all those things, we are going to write HCL language in the Terraform, guys. In the Terraform, we will write HCL language. HCL language means HashiCorp language. Terraform is provided by HashiCorp company. Right? In Terraform, we need to write the HashiCorp language only to create the infrastructure. Terraform is nothing but just a tool. Don't worry, guys. We will write very small programs only. At 4 to 5 lines, you guys can able to understand very easily. Right? I will explain. I will inject each and everything properly, guys. You guys, after completing this Terraform, you guys can able to create the infrastructure how the client is required, guys. Easily, you guys can able to create the infrastructure after completing our Terraform sessions. Fine. Next, guys, infrastructure is ready. I want to install some softwares, guys. I want to install some softwares. How you will do that software installations? I want to configure some softwares in the missions. Right? How we can able to do? For that, we are going to use Ansible. Ansible is another tool. Ansible is another DevOps tool. We will use this Ansible for configuration management purpose. Right? Terraform is a infrastructure tool. Right? Ansible is a configuration management tool. By using Terraform, we are creating the missions. Right? By using Ansible, right, in those missions, we are going to install the softwares. By using Terraform, whatever the missions you have created, right, in those missions, by using Ansible, we are installing the software. Okay, guys? Is it clear? By using Terraform, we are creating Linux missions. Inside the Linux mission, I want to install Jenkins. I want to install Git. I want to install Tomcat. I want to install Sonar. I want to install Nginx. I want to install Apache 2. How you will do that configuration? Using Ansible, we will do that configuration. Okay. Terraform, just for creating the missions. Ansible is for configuration management purpose. Okay. Fine, guys. Now, I want to download the code from the GitHub repository. If you want to download the code from the GitHub repository, we need to use one client software. We need to use one client software. With that client software, we can download the code from the GitHub repository. Which client software we need to use to download the code from the GitHub repository? Git. Git is a client software. By using that Git, we can able to download the code from the GitHub repository. Okay. Next, guys, right, whatever the code you have downloaded, that code I want to compile, I want to build, I want to package as a verified. For that, which DevOps tool we need to use? For this, we are going to use build tool. Which build tool we are using? Right, Maven we are using it here. Right, is there any other build tools? Yes, we have other build tools also, but those tools are almost outdated. Nowadays, all the companies are using Maven only. Right, what tools are available, guys? Right, other tools means and is there, and is there. Nowadays, some companies are working with Maven, some companies are working with Gradle also. Gradle also, guys. And those are the outdated things. Right, here Maven is a build tool, guys. Next, guys, I want to check the code quality. To check the code quality, are you writing any program? No. Right. Are you going to do manually, line by line? How developers are written this code? Line by line, are you going to check? No. Developers are writing hundreds of files. Developers are writing thousands of lines. How you can able to check manually? We can't able to check manually. For that, we are going to use one software, right? Which software we are using for that? Sonar Cube. Sonar Cube we are going to use. Sonar Cube we are going to use for code quality checking. Okay, okay, infrastructure is ready, installations are done, code is downloaded, packaging, creating the package is done, right? Code quality checking is done. Next, what? I want to deploy that application into the server. If you want to deploy that application into the server, which tool we need to use? We need to use one deployment tool that is called as Jenkins. Jenkins is the very important one, right? By using Jenkins only, we are going to deploy the application into the servers. Is that clear, guys? Right, in yesterday's session, whatever the tools I have mentioned in DevOps, right, all those tools we are going to cover it here. Right, we will use Terraform for infrastructure setup. We will use Ansible for configuration management purpose. We are going to use Git to download the code from the GitHub repository. We are going to use Maven to build the code and package the code as a WAR file. We are going to use Sonar Cube for code quality checking purpose. We are going to use Jenkins for deployment purpose. Here, guys. Is this clear? Is it clear, guys? Guys, please respond in chat box, please. Right, as a DevOps engineers, second part, this part only we need to do, guys. Second part only we need to do. Right, whatever the tools I have mentioned in yesterday's session, I'm trying to explain where we will use all those tools. Where we will use all those tools, I'm trying to explain, guys. Okay, fine, guys. Okay, yesterday we told that here Docker and Kubernetes are very important tools. But here I didn't mention that Docker and Kubernetes, right? Right. Git will use developers also, guys. Git, GitHub, Jenkins, Maven, developers also will use, guys. Git, GitHub, Maven, Jenkins, Sonar, right, all those things developers also will use. Okay. That's why I can able to explain in detail. With internals, I can able to explain. Yesterday I told I'm the developer also. Right? How I am using, right? I can able to explain with internals everything, guys. Git, Maven, Jenkins, Docker, Kubernetes, everything I can able to explain, right, with internals. Don't worry. See, guys, here, if you want to deploy the application in single server, okay, we can, right, this configuration is enough. Right, with this, we can able to deploy the application in server. But in real time, applications will be deployed in multiple servers, guys, not in single server. Not in single server. Application, any application, if you take Facebook application, Gmail application, Amazon application, Flipkart application, any application, if you take any kind of real-time applications, those applications will be deployed into multiple servers, not in a single server. Why they are deploying in multiple servers, guys? Why they are deploying in multiple servers? Unnecessarily money waste. They can deploy in single server, right? No, guys. If they deployed in single server, what it will happen? Right, Facebook, Gmail, all these things are worldwide applications. Right, millions of requests will come. Right, one server can't able to handle that much of load, guys. If you deploy the application in single server, right, that server can't able to handle that much of traffic. That server can't able to handle that much of load. To provide the response, server will take more time, guys. Whenever burden is increased on the server will take more time to provide the response. Or else, sometimes server may get crash also, guys. Server may get crash also. Understood, guys? Is it clear? Suppose, if I give 10 kgs weight, right, easily you can travel from source to destination by walk. If I give 20 kgs, right, you will take little bit more time you will take. If I give 30 kgs weight, you will take some more time. And if I give 50 kgs weight, you will take some more extra time, guys. Here also, whenever load is increasing, whenever burden is increasing on the server, automatically it will take more time to provide the response also. Right? Suppose if I give at a time 500 kg weight to you, can you able to, right, carry that 500 kgs weight? No, you will die, guys. You will get, if I put 500 kgs weight in your head, what it will happen? Right? Here also sometimes server may get crash also with that heavy traffic. That's why always we need to deploy our application in multiple servers. How you can able to manage the application in multiple servers, guys? How you can able to manage the application in multiple servers? Manage the application in multiple servers, we are going to use Docker and Kubernetes. We are going to use Docker and Kubernetes. Manage the application in multiple servers, and we are going to use Docker and Kubernetes. Is it clear, guys? Where we will use, how to use this, where we will use Docker and Kubernetes, how to use, and all those things we will discuss. From scratch, I will explain all these things, guys. Don't worry. From beginning, from scratch, right? From beginner level, I will explain all these things. Don't worry, guys. Step by step, everything I will mention. I will write like this. Here, how I am preparing the notes. Right? For each and every tool, same way I will prepare the notes also. Don't worry. Clear, guys? All these things are clear. Now, you guys got the basic idea what is DevOps. What is DevOps? Why we need to go for this DevOps? Is it clear? If you don't have the DevOps culture, you need to do all these things manually. If you want to do all these things manually, it will take a lot of time and a lot of efforts are required. Right. So to avoid this problem, what we are doing, we are going to use DevOps culture. With the DevOps culture, infrastructure setup, downloading, compiling and packaging, code quality checking, deployment. All these are we are going to automate. They are not required, guys. Whenever developers are uploaded the code, see, observe carefully, guys. Let me draw one more diagram. Guys, please concentrate. First, you guys need to get basic idea why we are learning this DevOps and where we will use this DevOps. You guys should get the basic idea. Observe carefully, guys. See, guys. So this is the developer activity, right? Whenever developers are uploaded the code into the GitHub repository, what we are going to do here, I am going to take Jenkins server. Here, I am going to take Jenkins server, guys. Jenkins server, I am going to take it here. Observe carefully, guys, what I am doing. Here, 1 minute. Jenkins server, we are taking it here, guys. Jenkins server, we are taking. Okay, right. So in this Jenkins server only, we are going to install Git, guys. We are going to install Git in this Jenkins server only. In Jenkins server only, we are going to install Git. Right, by using this Git, what we are going to do, guys, we are going to download the code from the remote repository. Right, inside the Jenkins server, Git is available. Right, with this Git, we are downloading the code from the remote repository, and right, we are going to integrate Maven with Jenkins at here. Right, we are going to integrate Maven with the Jenkins. Maven we are going to integrate with Jenkins, guys. Right. So now observe carefully, guys. Right. This is the real-time scenario. What we will do. Right. How we will do. Same way we will do in the companies also, guys. Whenever developers are uploaded the code, no one will inform to us, guys. No one will inform to our operations team. Already this entire setup is done. Guys. Whenever developers are uploaded the code into the GitHub repository, one notification will come to the Jenkins server. Right. Hey Jenkins, just now developer is committed the code into the GitHub repository. Like that, one notification will come to the Jenkins server. Right, in this Jenkins server, we have Git is installed, right? Right, with the help of Git, Jenkins will download the code from the GitHub repository. Whenever notification came, immediately with the help of Git, Jenkins will download the code, latest code from the GitHub repository. Right, once code is downloaded, Jenkins will take the help of Maven to build that code. Jenkins will take the help of Maven to build that code and to create the package. To create a package and build that code, right, Jenkins will take the help of Maven. That's why we are integrating Maven also with the Jenkins only. Next, here we are going to integrate Sonar server also with Jenkins. Sonar server also we are going to integrate with the Jenkins, guys. We are going to integrate Sonar server also with the Jenkins. Once this build and all these things are completed, again Jenkins will take the help of Sonar server. Jenkins will take the help of Sonar server to check the code quality. Maven we are integrating with the Jenkins, Sonar we are integrating with the Jenkins, guys. Maven, Sonar, all these things we are integrating with the Jenkins. Right, Git already we are installing in the Jenkins only. Whenever developers are uploaded the code into the GitHub repository, right, immediately Jenkins will get the notification. Jenkins, right, will download the code from the GitHub repository with the help of Git client, Git software. Once code is downloaded, right, Jenkins will talk to this Maven. Hey Maven, I have this code. Please compile this code and build this code and package as a WAR file. Like that, Jenkins will tell to Maven. Maven will do those activities. Once those activities are completed, Jenkins will talk to Sonar server. Hey Sonar server, please check the code quality. Please check the code quality. So Sonar is going to check the code quality and Sonar will generate the report. Sonar will generate the report, guys. And if there is any code issues, any code quality issues, we need to give that report to developers. We need to give that report to developers. Developers will work on that. Okay. Next here, Tomcat also we are going to integrate with the Jenkins server. We are going to integrate Tomcat also with the Jenkins server. Tomcat also we are going to integrate with the Jenkins server. Once this build, packaging and code quality checking everything is completed, what Jenkins will do? Jenkins will deploy that application into the Tomcat server. The process. This is the process. Here already we will do only one time, guys. This entire setup we will do only one time. Right? We are automating this process. Every time we no need to do these activities. Every time whenever developers are uploading the code, developers per day they will do 100 times, guys. Per day they will do 100 times. They will upload the code 100 times. Every time how we can do all these things? It will take lot of time. So many people is required. So many people is required, guys. That's why we are automating this process. And whenever developers are uploaded the code, every time we no need to do all these things manually. We have automated this entire process. And because of that automation, how it is working, guys? Whenever developers are commit the code into the GitHub repository, immediately my Jenkins server will get the notification. And when notification came, immediately Jenkins will download the code from the GitHub repository with the help of Git. Right? Once code is downloaded, Jenkins will talk to the Maven to compile the code, to build the code, to create a WAR file. Once packaging is done, Jenkins will talk to the Sonar server to check the code quality. If code quality is passed, then Jenkins will deploy that application into the Tomcat server. Jenkins will deploy that application into the Tomcat server, guys. See how we are automating this process? Suppose if anything got failed, any job got failed, now DevOps team will come and they will verify, right? They will inform, guys. They will inform, array, this deployment is not happened. Could you please check? Like that, development team will inform to us. Now we need to verify, right, where that job got failed, where that Jenkins job is failed. Right, in build stage it is failed. Right, in code quality wise, code quality checking, right, here it is failed. Where it is failed? Where it is failed, we need to verify and we need to tell to the development team, array, right here this code is this job is failed. Like that, we need to inform to them and they will work on that, guys. Understood, guys? Is it clear how we are automating the process? Guys, in the code, if they add comma, if they add full stop, if they give space also, they need to commit the code into the GitHub repository, guys. If they do any small activity, any minor activity also in the code, compulsory they should commit that changes in the GitHub repository. So like this, per day 100 times, more than 100 times, assume they are committing the code into the GitHub repository. Every time they will come and inform to the operations team. Operations team should do all these activities every time, guys. Is it possible, guys? Is it possible to do all these things every time? It is very, very difficult, right? Whenever developers are upload the code into the GitHub repository, every time if you want to do all this activity manually, is it difficult or not? Please, guys, please respond. Is it difficult or not, guys? Guys, is it clear? Are you guys following or not? Are you guys following or not? Just I'm trying to explain what is DevOps, right? What is the advantage with the DevOps? Just I'm trying to explain that, guys. If you want to do manually every time, it is very, very difficult, guys. That's why what we are doing with the Jenkins, with the DevOps culture, we are going to automate this entire process. How to automate, how to create the Jenkins job, how to integrate Maven, how to integrate Sonar, how to install Git in the Jenkins server, how to integrate Tomcat, all those things we will practice. Practically, we will do all these things, guys. We are going to spend around 10 days on Jenkins only. Right. First, only 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. Let me add the chat. See, guys. Right. First, only with Jenkins we will do what we will see one example. After that, right, integrating Maven with Jenkins, we will see one example. After that, integrating Maven and Sonar with Jenkins, we will see one example. After that, integrating Maven, Sonar, Tomcat with Jenkins, we will see one example. After that, integrating Nexus with Jenkins, we will see an example. For each and everything, practically we will see the examples, guys. I will show practically each and everything. Right, I will show each and everything practically, guys. Don't worry. Here you guys are getting 100% subject, guys. Okay, so this is the process. What is happening internally, guys? Right, we are going to automate this entire process. We are going to automate this entire process. With that, right, we can able to deliver the project to client as quickly as possible. With the quality, guys. With the quality, we can able to deliver the project to client. Okay, guys. Is it clear? Right. So we will share, guys, these diagrams. I will share, right, daily each and every concept I will explain with the diagrams only. Right. Once the session is completed, I will share these diagrams and the class notes also I will share, guys. Class notes, class video and these diagrams, everything I will share once class is completed. Okay. That recording will take time, guys. Why? Because it should convert, guys. In Zoom, it should convert. Some formats are there. It should convert into that format. To convert that format, it will take some time, guys. But these notes and diagrams, I will share immediately. Once class is completed, I will share immediately these notes and diagrams and everything. Right. But recording, you will get in 1 hour or 2 hours of the time, you will get that recording also. Okay, guys. Now is it clear? What is DevOps? Just have a look into this, guys. DevOps is not a programming language. DevOps is not a framework. DevOps is not a tool. Then what is this? Just it is a culture. Just it is a process. Just it is set of rules. With this DevOps culture, what we are doing? We are automating the deployment and delivery process. With this DevOps culture, we can deliver the project to a client very quickly, right? And easily. Quickly and easily. Easily we can able to deliver. Right, with this DevOps culture, development team and operations team both will work collaboratively. Right, DevOps is nothing but combination of development and operations. I hope you guys got the clarity. What is DevOps? Why we are going for this DevOps culture? Why we are going to for this DevOps culture? I think you guys got the clarity. Okay. Fine, guys. Very good. Right, I will share this notes and this diagrams, everything I will share, guys. Right, we will continue. Remaining things we will discuss in tomorrow's session. Anyone have any question with this? In today's session, anyone have any questions? Guys, if you guys are not clear any concept, right, please raise your hand. Right, the same day we will discuss, guys. In classroom only, in class itself, you guys should get the clear clarity. Before leaving the session, right, you guys should get the clear clarity about the topic what we discussed in the class. Okay, don't go with the blank face, guys. Don't go with some doubts. Every developer will use Git. Not only developer, guys. We will use Git. Developers will use Git, guys. Right? Why developers will use the Git, guys? See, observe carefully. Why developers will use the Git? See here, multiple developers are available in my team, guys. Multiple developers are available. Let me draw one diagram for that. Guys. Right here, developer 1 is available. Developer 1 is available. Developer 1 is available. So this is the developer 1 mission. So this is the developer 1 computer. Right, guys. So in my team, right, multiple developers are available. Not one developer, guys. In my team, right, 2 developers are available. Assume 2 or 3 developers are available, guys. 3 developers are available in my team. Right. So all these 3 developers are working on same project, guys. All these 3 developers are working on same project. Right. But right, work is different. Right. Task is different, guys. Developer 1 is going to work on login page functionality. Login page functionality, developer 1 is going to work. Right. Developer 2 is working on registration page functionality. Registration page functionality, developer 2 is working. Right, developer 3 is working on some dashboard implementation. Developer 3 is working. Right, all these 3 members are working on same project. When these 3 members are working on same project, compulsory the code should be same in all the missions. Whatever developer 1 is implemented, that code should be available in developer 2 mission and developer 3 mission also. Whatever developer 2 is implemented, registration functionality, that should be available in developer 1 mission and developer 3 mission also. Whatever developer 3 is implemented, dashboard functionality, that should be available in developer 1 and developer 2 missions also. How they will get the code, guys? How developer 1 will get developer 2 code and developer 3 code? How developer 2 will get developer 1 code and developer 3 code? How developer 3 will get developer 1 and developer 2 codes get? They will send it in mail? They will send it in mail, guys? No. Right. They will copy in one pen drive and they will share that pen drive to others? No, not like that. What they will do? At the end of the day, before leaving from the office, before leaving from the work, they need to upload that code into the remote repository. Compulsory. Every developer, whatever the code they have written, they should upload the code into the GitHub repository. Right. So how they will upload the code? If they want to upload the code into the GitHub repository in their local system, they should have Git client. Git software is required in their local system. Right. With the help of Git, what they will do? They will push the code. They will push the code into the GitHub repository. Whatever the login page functionality developer 1 is implemented, they will push the code into the GitHub repository. Whatever the registration functionality developer 2 is implemented, he will upload the code into the GitHub repository. Whatever dashboard functionality developer 3 is implemented, he will upload into the GitHub repository. What GitHub will do? GitHub will take the code from all the developers. GitHub will take the code from all the developers and it will integrate as a single project. What GitHub is doing it here, guys? GitHub is taking the code from multiple developers, from developer 1, developer 2 and developer 3. What it will do? Internally, it will integrate that project as a single project, guys. It will take the code from the multiple developers and it will integrate all the codes as a single project. Okay. Tomorrow morning I came to the office. Right. In my system, what I have? I have only login functionality, but I want registration functionality and dashboard functionality also. Right, as a developer too, in my system, what I have only registration functionality, but I should get login functionality and dashboard functionality also. But in as a developer 3, in my system, what I have only dashboard functionality, but I want to get login and registration functionalities also. How I will get? Early day, when you came to the office, what is the first task you need to do? Right, in the GitHub, latest code is available. Yesterday, while leaving, at the time of leaving from the office, all the developers are uploaded the code into the GitHub repository. GitHub repository created as a single project. GitHub repository integrated all the code as a single project. Now what I am going to do? Now I am going to pull the latest code from the GitHub repository to my system. Right here, right, to upload the code into the GitHub repository, we need to use push. We need to push the code into the GitHub repository. Right, to take the latest code from the GitHub repository to my system, I need to use pull command. Pull, push, these are the Git commands, guys. Pull command I need to use. By using this pull command, I will get the latest code from the report repository to my machine. Now here, already I have the login functionality. Right, now with this pull command, I can able to get registration functionality and dashboard functionality also in my system. Right, same developer 2 also should pull the code from the GitHub repository to his mission. Right, already registration functionality is available in his mission. He will get login code and dashboard code now. Right, developer 3 also should pull the code from GitHub repository to his mission. What he will get? He will get login page and registration functionality in his mission. Now, in all 3 missions, code is sync or not? Code is same or not, guys? Yes, code is same in all the developers' missions. See, now every developer should use Git or not? Right, if you want to push the code or if you want to pull the code from the repository, compulsory you should use Git in your system. Then only with the Git software only you can able to upload, you can able to download. Guys, we are going to see all these things practically. Even this is the developer activity, right? So I am going to explain, right, what the Git commands are available: pull command, push command, commit command, merge command, right? All the Git commands I am going to explain. Right? We will see this practically. We will see this one, guys. Free only, guys. Free only. It is free only. Okay, understood, guys? How it will work, how the developers will upload the code, how the developers will take the latest code. We will see, guys. We will see practically all these things, guys. All these things we will discuss practically. Right, coming to notes, guys. Please complete your enrollment process. Right, please complete. Tomorrow is the last demo session. And whoever have the interest, right, if you guys are like my sessions, right, please complete your enrollment process. Once that enrollment process is completed, right, they will add you guys into the group, right, in Telegram group. You guys will get the notes and diagrams and class videos, everything you guys will get in Telegram group, guys. In Telegram group, we will share all these things. By tomorrow, right, by tomorrow, please complete that enrollment process. Whoever have the interest, right, please complete the enrollment process. You guys will get all these things in the Telegram group only. Okay. So that's it, guys. That's it for today. Fees, Karthik will tell that. Karthik will tell that fees. Karthik, are you available now? Right, please check with that admin team, guys. Right, who shared this link, right? Who shared this link? Please connect with them. They will tell what is the fee, how to pay the fee, everything he will explain. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thanks for attending this session. Right, tomorrow we will continue, guys. Remaining things we will discuss in tomorrow's session. Right, tomorrow's session is very, very important, guys. I'm going to discuss what is SDLC life cycle. Right, if you want to develop the project in the company, right, what process you guys need to follow. Right, how many stages are there in that SDLC methodologies? What methodologies are available? Right, all those things we will discuss in tomorrow's session. Fine, guys. With this, I'm stopping. I hope. So, what we discussed so far, everything is clear, I hope. Anyone have any questions still? Please. No, guys. This is online only. Only online class. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Fine, guys. Right, tomorrow we will connect, guys. I'm stopping here. Thank you, guys. Good night. Good night, guys. We will connect tomorrow. Guys, whoever watching in YouTube, guys, right, if you guys are like my sessions, right, please, right, so tomorrow is the last demo session, guys. Right, if you guys are interested, right, in a description I have given the WhatsApp number, guys. Please contact with that number. Right, I will tell the fee structure and how to pay the fee, guys. Okay, tomorrow is the last demo session. Right, only 3 sessions are demo sessions, guys. Tomorrow I will complete the last demo session. Right, whoever have the interest, right, please call to that number. I will tell the fee details and all. Right, whoever watching in YouTube, guys, please subscribe the channel and like this video, guys. If you guys are happy with this session, please subscribe and like this video. And whoever wants to continue, right, please give a call to that number. I will tell the fee details and all, guys.